and welcome back to my failure of a run. Yeah, we're gonna fix my mistake from last one and get through the actual rest of the game since I decided to hit the fuck up ending where I get myself killed. So let's see, where's that save file at? I passed it already before. Oh yeah, police station, okay. Okay, so this time, I'm not gonna purposely rat out my friends and see what happened.
Guess the drug was too strong. Wake him up.
I feel like I don't need to see all this again. It's the same stuff. What's that? Multiple times. From the beginning of the game, from last stream. Don't need it a third time.
Excuse me, but...
Saw this. Don't think I need to skip anything more.
Well done on making it this far, inmate.
I could skip
Now
through
that
this,
you have
but this is
traversed
fine.
your long, perilous recollection, the
Oops.
effects of that drug are gonna wear off soon.
Justine talks a little slower.
This is your golden opportunity. You must grasp the truth that will save you from the brink of ruin. The evil influence who wishes you dead is fast approaching. If you want to win this unreasonable game, if you wish to take back your stolen future, recall the bonds you formed with your allies.
Yeah, and that does not mean agree to say that everybody you see list off is your friends. It is an accomplice.
And grasp the truth that will save you from the brink of ruin.
Yeah, don't be too truthful with her. Okay, that was kind of an awkward laugh.
I see. So that's what led to your ending up here. What a disappointing end to the hero of justice. I still can't believe it. But I now have a general idea of the methods you used for your crimes. There's much more I'd like to ask, but my allotted time is nearly up. I do have a suggestion, though. Care to strike a deal? If you cooperate with me, I'll consider lightening your sentence.
I'll say the same thing here, but I'm not gonna.
I have a responsibility to solve this case. I will win, even if it means brokering a deal with you. Your operation was leaked and you failed to change my heart. There's no point in being obstinate now.
I still wonder, did we truly not change your heart? What happened with the rest of them? Akechi.
You've corrupted the order of this country and caused an uprising against its very existence. You'll most likely be given life imprisonment or the death penalty, unless you accept my proposal. Going forward, I will read a list of people who are closest to you and this case. Tell me honestly whether or not the following are involved with the Phantom Thieves. First, the friend who you've been with since the day you transferred to Shujin, Ryuji Sakamoto.
My cat's gonna scratch the door. No. Weirdo. I swore I'm scratching at the carpet.
One of the victims of the Kamoshida case, An Takamaki. Ichiryusai Madarame's pupil, Yusuke Kitagawa. The daughter of Wakaba Ishiki, Futaba Sakura. The heiress to the Okumura Foods legacy and daughter of its CEO, Haru Okumura. And the frequently probing student council president of Shujin Academy, Makoto Nijima. Those are your accomplices in the Phantom Thieves case, are they not?
Let's not go with that. Okay. You can't say you never heard of them, because half of them, majority of them are your classmates, so yeah. Well, one is a classmate. I don't know if you have any. I don't think Ryuji's a classmate, just on. But majority of them are in your school. So just go no.
So you won't sell out your friends. Then let me change the question. I find it hard to believe that high schoolers could have pulled off these crimes by themselves. Were there not others outside of your direct group who encouraged your crimes or lent their aid? Not to repeat myself, but remember that your life will be forfeit if your sentence is not lightened. You had the cooperation of people outside your group, did you not? Can you tell me about them?
Okay, I wish there was an option that just said, yeah, it was a cat. A black cat that told me what to do. Obviously, this gives me another option to probably get a bad end, so we're just gonna go with there were no such people.
I see.
Keep my trap shut.
So you won't speak a word about either your teammates or your collaborators. Do you even understand the position that you're in? Let's discuss one other person, Goro Akechi.
Alright. This is where it gets interesting.
There are reports that he was acting alongside the Phantom Thieves as well. Might he be a part of your team too?
There's no option to like fucking... Maybe you could... Because he's a dick. Nope. Time catching. That's impossible. I mean, they're all like negative answers, so I guess it really doesn't matter. I'll just say nope.
So Goro Akechi wasn't one of you. Very well. So be it. You clearly have no intention of bargaining with me.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, going with any of the options of like Akechi's, it was like they're all negative, so it doesn't matter, but just for my reasoning of which one I chose, it's not a big deal. It's like the impossible one seems like too far removed because like we've interacted with him on multiple occasions, so it makes it seem like if you say impossible, it's like you never met him before, but we have. But yeah. That's right, or I don't know a thing. Or just keep silent.
Even now, you're still acting as though you're a hero of justice.
I don't even think it's like we're acting as so arrogantly like that. It's just he doesn't want to sell it as friends and figures he's already in the shit, so.
Your teammates have sacrificed you in order to escape, yet you wish to defend their honor?
I volunteered.
Why won't you talk about them?
Ooh, let's see. It goes against justice, it's wrong, or it's a dirty tactic. Now I'm just concerned that there's like actual consequences to the rest of these questions, because it's like the first two times I have to I get a choice. Absolutely. The Goro Catchy question, nothing. The last one, probably not. This one is basically all just relatively the same, but how you word it. Between wrong and a dirty tactic. I'll just go simplistic.
Don't be ridiculous. You're the one who's made wrong choices. Justice? Then tell me, what is this justice you speak of?
Secret path or saving others. In her regard, sticking to the right path. In our eyes, it's just the simplicity of helping others, preventing these people to harm others as they have been.
Saving others? What an awfully simple response.
I mean, we've been pretty simplistic.
You continue to stand firm. Are you implying that we have no evidence on you? You're right. We have nothing. And it doesn't help that your story sounds like a fairy tale. But many people have fallen victim to this. We need to learn the truth. The truth, huh? I don't even know what's right anymore. And it's all due to your strange story.
That's strange, alright. Try living it.
After all this, you're still... Are you listening? The side effects of the truth serum should be wearing off. I won't be deceived by such a poor act.
Yeah, what do you mean? If we're under truth serum? She knows it's wearing off. She claiming what we've been saying has been deceiving her? I won't be deceived. I feel like I'm forgetting something important.
Realized it too then. It was our conversation about pancakes, right? There's no way he could have reacted like that if he hadn't heard me.
Akechi.
Hey. Can you hear me? It seems your mind is clearing up. But unfortunately, my time has run out. Although I find your story to be quite interesting, I won't be able to speak with you any longer. huh? What are you getting at? That's right. No matter the results of this case, I won't be receiving credit. I even had to call in a large favor just to conduct this interrogation.
Serious room. That's right. I remember.
So, how did that thing we asked you to look into go?
Alright, we didn't. There was like the little side thing that Futaba's been up to.
Nijima mentioned a special interrogation room, didn't she? Good. It looks like we can make this work if we lure them there.
Ha 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 ha. I get it. I intended to get caught.
Hey. Hey, are you listening? Our time's up. We're done talking here. Goodbye. Why?
Yeah, why? If you're removed from the case, aren't gonna receive credit. Why?
Because this is my job. Don't ask me such odd questions. Anyhow, there's one last thing I want to ask you. There's something that's been bothering me for some time now. Recently, I was removed from my post as head of this investigation and was told to remain on standby. A short while later, I received word you were caught in the act, within some bizarre phenomenon. But that was all I was told. You were told someone sold you out, correct? If that's true, who could it have been? Don't you have any idea?
Sold out. That's right. Something I need to do.
My suspicions were true in the end. Still, to think his true intention was to sell us out. All that's left is to figure out a way to hand it over. It's all up to you, leader.
I have thoughts. I'll just agree.
Okay then. Giving him the phone without arousing suspicion will be easier said than done. We'll be counting on you to pull this one off.
Oh.
What's wrong? Might you have an idea as to who sold you out? What do you recall? If you know something, you must tell me. I won't allow things to end like this. You mean this? I've been told the lock on it is quite complicated, but it's only a matter of time until it's cracked. What's so important about this smartphone?
Yeah, who's smart? What? What is?
Are you going to unlock it and show me the data?
Let's let her sleep. She hasn't slept for days while she's been getting that app ready. Now we gotta figure out a way to show him the phone. That's right. I'm sure Makoto and the others told you about it. We need to show it to the true culprit. You know, the traitor.
Hey! What are you trying to get at here? And what about this smartphone?
Okay, so that phone is ours, assumably? Okay, and we have to show it to the true culprit.
The true culprit?
We could say he stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment. How about that?
What telepathy is happening right now? What?
Public security questioning will occur on the first day. And with that room, my task will be simple. And thus, the dangerous criminal responsible for the mass mental shutdowns shall end his own life.
Please.
Where did that conversation come from?
I need you to be clear with me. Who am I supposed to show this to? Not a teammate? My God. You're referring to him, aren't you?
To him. God. No. Just do it.
That's it? What are you plotting? I can't even begin to fathom it. But it appears my time is up. This is as far as our conversation can go. This will be my last involvement with this case. Very well. I've listened to your whole story, so I may as well play along to the end.
Yeah, I think we still managed to change your heart, possibly. Or at least help her, because she seems a lot more understanding, more nice, more easy to work with.
And that honest look in your eyes. I used to view the world the same way too once. I'll place my bet on you.
Yeah, gambling's not good for you, yeah?
I just need to show him the phone, right?
I feel as if Sai finally understands me.
I am thou, thou art I. Thou
Hell yeah.
hast turned a vow into a blood oath. Thy bond shall become the wings of rebellion and break the yoke of thy heart. Thou hast awakened to the ultimate secret of judgment, granting thee infinite power.
True justice.
All right.
Judgment Covenant has increased to max rank.
All right.
You can now fuse Satan, the most powerful persona of the Judgment Arcana. Cool. Satan.
I'll be going now. What good will this do, though?
Oh, sigh, everything.
A Ketchikun? Why are you here?
Why do you seem so surprised?
I needed my director to step in to get access, and I was directly responsible for this case. How did you get approval?
For the same reason you did. I am heading up the investigation team after all. It's only natural I'd have the right to interrogate our culprit as well, don't you think?
They assigned you command?
That was a joke, of course. I'm merely here to assist with the public security interrogation. I am surprised it's this far underground, though. There aren't any others incarcerated here, yes? Nobody would ever know if things got a little violent.
Gotta love the double meaning now that I understand.
If I remember correctly, didn't you say there was another culprit besides the Phantom Thieves?
That was but a lie I spread to set them up. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that I had deceived you too, Sai-san. After all, if you wish to trick your enemies, you must first trick your allies.
So it was you. You're the one who sold out the Phantom Thieves.
I need you to be clear with me. Who am I supposed to show this to?
Love how that whole conversation works out of the true context and then with the true context as well, whether you knew it before or not.
My God. You're referring to him, aren't you?
Is there a problem?
Akechi-kun, does this phone look familiar to you?
Hmm? Excuse me? What is this phone?
It belonged to the leader of the Phantom Thieves. I believe you'll need it for your investigation.
Not personally. I was acting alongside the Phantom Thieves myself, remember?
True. This is undoubtedly a great accomplishment. Good luck in there.
Foolish woman.
How's this gonna play out now?
May I ask that you accompany me? Going in unarmed to interrogate a murderer makes me uncomfortable.
Huh? What are you?
I owe you for all of this. Thanks. That's right. You and your little friends were vital to our plan, and now it will be completed. Your popularity truly was quite stunning. That just made using you all the more worthwhile.
Akechi has unveiled his true identity. My bond with Akechi is grew deeper. What?
All right.
Okay. I think this one's turning out a little differently than last ending. I don't think I had a deeper bond last time. I got murked by this guy.
Have you finally pieced it all together? Case closed. This is how your justice ends.
Do I still die? What? Oh.
Hmm?
That. Okay, that's different.
Shido-san, my job is complete.
I've told you not to call me by name. Regardless, all that's left is to deal with the remnants.
The continued deaths of these teenagers would be a bit much, don't you think? I considered making it appear they had a falling out, but that would only amplify public frenzy. It would be best to have each of them meet with an unfortunate accident once the storm blows over.
Is there any possibility they'll want to avenge their leader?
No chance. They're nothing but cattle anyway. They have no backbone without his guidance. I will keep my eye on them just in case, though.
I'll be counting on you.
They will live their lives cowering in fear of death. An apt punishment for obstructing our work.
Make sure to kill that strange cat once you find it as well.
Hey, he's gonna go murder a cat now?
Understood. Though I doubt there's anything to worry about. It's merely a cat, after all.
More importantly, they should be dealing with the suicide right about now. Things will become quite busy once the word gets out. I'll need to prepare my comments on the matter.
I must be prepared to deal with it on my end as well. Beyond that, what of the director of the Special Investigations Unit?
Perhaps he'll be struck by a mysterious illness sometime soon.
Could be. Okay. How is the blame gonna get off him? Because Uh-oh.
No. It can't be. Even me. God damn it. Shit.
Covering up all the loose ends, but for what purpose? Why all this in the first place? Beepy.
What was all that about, showing him this phone? The Phantom Thief Alibaba? Who is this?
I am Alibaba, a member of the Phantom Thieves. I inquire as to your justice, Sai Nijima.
How do they know I have this?
Goro Akechi is evil. He didn't come to interrogate the captured Phantom Thief. He came to kill him.
We could say he stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment. How about that? Yes, the guard will be one of ours. We'll have to eliminate him after to destroy the evidence, though.
Don't trust the guard either. He's an accomplice as well. Now then, I'll tell you detailed steps to take. You must save him.
You want me to save him?
Welcome to the weirdness, Sai.
Huh?
What is it?
Nothing. Anyway, what brings you here? I thought you were done with your business.
Did anyone else stop by? Nobody?
There'd be no reason for anyone else to come down here.
Yes, the guard will be one of ours. We'll have to eliminate him after to destroy the evidence, though.
So it's all true.
Of course it's true. Is something the matter?
Confused.
It's Akechi-kun. He had to take a sudden call, so he won't be able to make it down today.
Did it show us what happened? It shows us the bad end if we failed, but also like in a way that's like it hasn't happened yet on this way. Oh, interesting.
Huh?
I've been asked to handle things instead.
You? But...
You know, if you stay here, they'll likely get rid of you to eliminate any evidence. I suggest you go into hiding at once if you value your life.
Yes, ma'am.
And don't say a word of what transpired here. Trust nobody. Forget this ever happened.
And now we return to our continued report. This morning, the police have announced that they've detained a suspect who may in fact be the leader of the Phantom Thieves group. The suspect is reported to be a young
Anchon,
man who is...
can I get you to look over here?
Oh, I'm sorry.
So he got caught. That group sure was something.
Yeah.
So the next shoot got me thinking. How about we have you do an idol thing, you know? That cool?
What a surprise to think that the one behind all this is just a minor.
But considering how quickly they announced his arrest, the police must surely be confident in the outcome of this case.
Well, I'll be. Goodness, look at you now. It's been a while, Ryuji.
Huh?
You stopped visiting so abruptly, everyone was worried about you. It's your second year, right? Are you still doing track and field? I'd love to see you run again.
Also, the young man continues to remain silent, refusing to implicate any potential accomplices. However, considering the number of charges brought against him...
I wonder if something happened.
Yeah.
You seemed stumped for once. Not feeling it today?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not chiding you. Just do as normal at your own pace. With your skills, there's no need to worry about your future.
Normal. Right.
He's just a high school student. How do you think he was contacting the others?
The police here can search any online communications. His accomplices may slip up eventually.
Still, it seems the Phantom Thieves' most recent targets have gone comatose. Actual harm has been done here.
Given the lack of physical violence, their method is still a mystery. Regardless, the police are looking into
But I
attempted
can't
murder
read that.
charges.
You never turned it in? That's quite the surprise. I thought I lost it this whole time.
I'm sorry.
Well, your grades are excellent. And you're student council president. I'm sure you'll be admitted anywhere you apply. That one Phantom Thief should have followed your example. You hear? It seems he was caught. Some high schooler. I wonder why he turned to a life of crime.
We also received information that the young man was placed on probation for assault.
Because of his previous record, he had to leave his hometown. Perhaps his motive lies there.
I believe your father can rest in peace now. That Phantom Thief could never have changed anything. Only a handful of people are qualified to alter the world. So you've been coming home late. That's what I've heard. I make a good playmate, you know.
Ew.
We have breaking news.
Back
The
off.
young man being held in custody has committed suicide. The police have confirmed his death, although details have not been released. To repeat, the suspect has committed suicide while in
custody. This station will continue to report any further updates as they arrive.
It would be difficult to uncover his methods now. Perhaps that's why he decided to take this course of action.
It can't be.
You're shitting me. We got him.
Okay, all part of the plan. So confused, though.
It would seem as though you have been killed.
Thanks, Igor. Thanks.
But why were you killed? Why did you have to die?
Or rebellion.
Do you remember? It seems you forgot an important fact while your consciousness was hazy. Indeed, your death was a necessity for your escape from certain doom. What a tremendous plan. How might you be capable of executing such a feat? Well then, let us rouse the memories which are missing.
Yeah, please enlighten me, as I am absolutely confused. This all played out strangely. First time I sensed something was off. That's right, it was during the school festival. Okay, after he confronted us and said to help him.
They're going. You realized it too, then? It was our conversation about pancakes, right? There's no way he could have reacted like that if he hadn't heard me. My thoughts exactly. It was your social studies trip. We met him in the hallway of that TV station. There's no way that this is the first time he's heard my voice. This whole deal feels sketchy. Yeah, that was my plan too. Okay, let's get everyone on the same page right away.
Okay.
There's something else we want you to look into. One more person has been on our mind. If it's possible, I want to eavesdrop on their phone conversation. That'll be tough.
You can do it.
I agree.
I'd have to plant a bug directly on the phone.
So it's impossible even for you.
I didn't say it was impossible. Okay, I've got a plan.
That's perfect.
You can whisper it away from me, okay.
Don't worry, I'll tell you the details later.
Tab was gonna do something. I wonder if it'll be okay.
This is gonna be fun. I can't wait!
I see. So we're going to use this place.
It'll be a gamble.
Holy shit, how did they get into this place?
I think it's gonna work. You can't tell a thing.
What are they?
It seems you finally remember. This game is not over yet. There are still things that must be done.
My memories are starting to become clearer. That's right. This is what really happened to me at that moment. Did they, like, immediately go into, like, a palace? Is that actually dead? What happened? The phone put him in a palace and he didn't even know it. Cool. Would you like to save your current progress? Sure. I'll do that this one. Oof. We're at a 3-point percentage. Alright. The next day, heard they arrested one of the Phantom Thieves. No way. Didn't expect him to commit suicide. He's a murderer. He deserves that. He can finally breathe. We can finally breathe easy now. He killed himself, huh? I guess we'll never know his motivation. I'm exhausted. Feels like my consciousness is about to fade away. Hey, you alright? Don't fall asleep until we reach our destination. Are you listening? Could this be the effects of the drug wearing off? The memories I thought were gone are starting to come back. Nah, it's gonna make me read all of this. Like, you got to be quiet for long enough. You listening? Yeah. The plan. Anyway, we need to talk about how to get out of this situation. Itaba's monitoring of Akechi's phone has confirmed he did indeed have ulterior motives. It's on a completely different level than just that. Not only was he trying to frame us, but he was the true culprit behind the mental shutdowns. His offer to assist us was simply a plot to frame the Phantom Thieves, to kill the good old me. We're going to Sis's palace, as he suggests, will likely be met by a large ambush of police forces. To think he would be this far gone, I know now that it must... Nope. I know now it means to... What it... I can't read, apparently. I know now what it means to feel a chill down my spine. Furthermore, he wishes to bring a police squad from reality into the palace. Yeah, that's the interesting thing that I was like, how did that work? That makes sense. If the 8 of us can enter If the 8 of us can enter at once, it's not inconceivable to think a larger group is possible. We may even be able to bring in vehicles or other special pieces of equipment. I guess that's true. I guess all of them originally came in not having personas or anything like that. They just kind of were brought into the palace by accidents. So this really has just this really was just a setup to shift the blame onto us. He made us go after Okamura. Then once we triggered the change of heart, he killed him. He told us he had seen the true culprit, but it was him the entire time. The whole time he was working with Makoto's sister. He was really just some homicidal maniac. Come on, we gotta take that bastard Akechi down. Isn't that reporting we got enough proof to do it? No, Akechi's merely a tool. His orders come from elsewhere, the grand mastermind behind this all. An unimaginable fiend capable of arranging the murder of a suspect of a police station. Unless we find out who that is, we will continue being targeted even if we defeat Akechi. But what means do we have of learning his identity? We'll have to make Akechi say it. But once we do, that mastermind will likely eliminate us. I think that will be the case eventually, regardless of whether or not we learn his identity. The only reason it hasn't happened yet is because we're an easy target to blame for his crimes. If you realize realizes that's no longer possible and abandons that plan, he may opt to kill us immediately. Damn it. So we don't got a choice but to go with that bastard's suggestion. But if we go into the palace as told, we will get arrested and then murdered by Akechi. Palace. Palace. Actually, there's something I'd like to say regarding... We can use the palace to our advantage. What's this all of a sudden? There's a way. A way to get past Akechi and get the mastermind to lay off of us, all while learning his identity. Really? You gotta be kidding. If he wants to kill V, why not let him? That is, inside the palace. Yes, we could have him kill the cognitive V, all the while believing he killed the real one. Yeah, that's it. It seems that's our only option. Listen close, everyone. I have a plan for how we can carry this operation out.
Ever since the death of their teenage leader, the Phantom Thieves have fallen silent.
Poor Sojiro, he probably has no idea what's going on. He just probably thinks we got arrested and then murdered.
However, the police intend on continuing this investigation until the case is fully solved.
Unless maybe they at least gave him the forewarning.
I'm sorry I'm late. I had to finish a few things at work. Where are they?
Waiting upstairs. Go tell them to come on down.
Okay, he's at least aware.
I'm gonna fetch him.
You're her sister, correct?
Makoto told me everything. Futaba-chan, I'm sorry that I caused you so much trouble this past summer.
It's ancient history now.
Man, that goddamn detective.
Look who's here.
Hey, you big bastard.
All right.
How have you been?
Ghostly.
You're not floating.
It truly is a relief to see your face.
I bet that moron Akechi don't even know we tricked him yet.
Still, how'd you pull this off? Isn't this guy considered dead?
You weren't told anything? I heard my sister brought him here, though.
Yeah, she came over in a taxi, dumped him off, and told me to keep him safe. It was right after they announced he had died, too. Almost gave me a heart attack.
Just like shoves out his unconscious body or something like that. I'm like, here you go.
I didn't have time to explain.
Hey, shouldn't we tell boss what really happened?
We wanted to make our enemy believe the leader of the Phantom Thieves was dead.
What?
What we did was make that enemy kill his fake in the metaverse.
Oh, hold on a sec. Enemy? Fake? What are you talking about?
The true culprit behind all these incidents set us up. Our goal here was to determine their identity.
True culprit? I see. So you guys were going up against someone else.
It was Goro Akechi. You knew beforehand that he was the traitor, didn't you?
Akechi himself gave us the chance to strike back. He made one fatal mistake.
Couldn't you have just said from the beginning that Akechi was the real culprit?
That wasn't something we could simply bring up. We couldn't have you suspect Akechi. Besides, neither you nor the other investigators would have believed something like that, would you?
True. Akechi was credited with the arrest of the Phantom Thieves. Not even I would think he was the culprit. In other words, you left him alone on purpose. That was a bold move.
God, I can't keep up with any of this stuff. So what was this mistake Akechi made? What did he do?
He slipped up in regards to Morgana's voice.
You mean a cat?
I forgot, does he not know the cat can talk? I mean, he can't hear it, obviously, but...
Yes, Morgana can talk.
Sorry, was that supposed to be a joke?
Oh, our apologies. That's completely true. You surprised?
Does that mean he said something just now as well?
But you don't understand him, do you? That's how it was for all of us at first, too.
When you're in the metaverse, Mona talks like a normal person. Once you hear that and your brain realizes he can actually talk, you start to understand him in reality. It's a change in cognition, most likely.
Thanks to Akechi's lame acting, we figured out something was up.
When we talked to Akechi at the school festival, he was acting like he just realized Mona could talk. But we already saw him drop a mega hint about it way earlier.
Oh, I know a place! I want to go to that huge pancake-looking place we passed on the way here!
Oh, am I mistaken? I thought I heard something about delicious pancakes.
When he came around the corner, he didn't see the voice match the body, so he didn't know it came from a cat. So, he couldn't have known that he slipped there.
Mona was the only one who was talking about a pancake. That meant Akechi'd already been in the metaverse by then.
And since he was lying to us about that, we assumed he had a hidden motive behind contacting us.
It seemed odd upon further thought. His reaction to my pancake comment was an honest one, after all. That said, we weren't so naive to overlook something like that. That's why we asked Futaba-chan to wiretap his phone.
I pretended to be interested in checking the phone out, but I was actually planting my app. My heart was pounding while I was doing it, though.
Even that ace detective could never have imagined a program being installed so quickly. Futaba's quirky nature proved to be a great help.
That was just an act! After a few days of listening, this confirmed his betrayal.
Then I'll guide the police into her palace and have them catch the Phantom Thieves in the act. That would be the only way to arrest them, given their methods. I'll deal with them after that. Let me see. We could say he stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment. How about that?
Yep. Alright. Little things sprinkled in that actually make sense.
Public security questioning will occur on the first day. And with that room, my task will be simple.
Is this for real?
Yes, the guard will be one of ours. We'll have to eliminate him after to destroy the evidence, though.
So they plan to get rid of that guard from the beginning.
Well then, I will make the arrangements the day after the arrest. And thus, the dangerous criminal responsible for the mass mental shutdowns shall end his own life. When he does, you will become a great hero who saved Japan from evil. As will I, of course.
I knew he was acting strangely, but to think he was this far gone.
He's no ace detective. Akechi is the perpetrator behind the mental shutdown crimes.
On top of that, there's someone else commanding Akechi. Someone with great authority.
So great that they can order an assassination in a police station. That's why we had to make a move before they did.
I see.
Oh, hi, Mid.
We baited Akechi into Sis's palace, making him dispose of our leader's fake, but think he killed him.
Never trust a guy who looks like young me. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I learned that it was Akechi. Well, at least confirmed. I had like guesses, but last stream I decided to go with the ratting out your friends option, and yeah, definitely got murdered. But yeah.
Can you elaborate on that in more detail? What exactly happened in my cognitive world?
We're sorry for using you without your permission. Your palace had all the conditions we needed.
What conditions?
First, we required a place inside the cognitive world that was the same as in reality.
That place is based on the real world after all. Anywhere that's not warped looks just like normal.
That's why nobody but the person who uses the nav even realizes they're in the metaverse.
Back with Kamoshida, we came in from the station without even noticing. You totally can't tell the difference if there ain't any distortions around.
Got the notification an hour ago, but I want to finish reading chapters longer than that. Fair enough. I can feel that. I like to finish a chapter before I move on to something else, but sometimes they're longer than you expect.
We had already investigated Nijima-san's palace when Makoto brought the suggestion to us.
I was seriously impressed by that suggestion. To be honest, I didn't quite understand it, but I went along with it.
I don't know why, but I just kind of completely forgot what the suggestion was. So I'll just say we trust it.
And it was absolutely the best decision we could have made.
Makoto is normally so calm as well, but once her mind is set, she gets oddly impulsive.
I did have a bit of a rivalry forming with Akechi. But I just couldn't contain myself anymore once you became a target, sis. The reason I joined the Phantom Thieves was to heal your heart, after all.
My own achievements were all that mattered to me. I was desperate. I wasn't myself at all. I'm sorry I couldn't see that.
Reading Vampire Hunter D Mysterious Journey to the North Sea, Part 1. I've read it before, but I did listen to the audio drama. Oh, I've never tried listening to an audio drama. What number of Vampire Hunter D book is this? Because I know you're reading one before. And that there's multiples.
That goes for the both of us. We heard from Mako-chan that you were going to do the interrogation, Nijima-san.
And regarding its location, I take it you use the data from my laptop?
Yeah, sorry, she kind of likes those stuff from your laptop.
I'm sorry.
Go on.
There were two things we were able to confirm while we were checking the metaverse.
Like the little cartoon they're showing.
First, our clothes didn't change when we were down in the interrogation room. Second, the scenery and details outside of the palace proper were the same as in the real world.
Once we heard that from Makoto, we secretly went to check it out without Akechi knowing.
There was also one more thing we absolutely needed to make this work. A perfect cognitive replica of him in the metaverse's interrogation room.
Since he had yet to be caught, though, there obviously wouldn't be anyone in that room.
Once we saw the casino guests and police officers, we were convinced this would work. They looked no different from actual living people.
After that, we just had to work our way into the palace like usual, while keeping Akechi in the dark.
Everything went as planned up until we defeated Sis's shadow. However, it was then that we were met with a terrifying, unexpected police ambush. As a result, even though we managed to grab the treasure, we couldn't get it out of the metaverse. Except that was all an act. We had prepared an empty briefcase beforehand, and merely acted like we were taking the treasure.
Okay, that was what I was curious about before. Is like, how did they... Sai seemed like she got her treasure actually taken, that her heart did change. It was like the briefcase. We didn't get to actually see what they did with that. I did notice that. So I didn't know if I was handed an empty one, or if it got swapped at another point.
This was because we knew the police would be coming for us.
We made sure before the operation that the police would be waiting to ambush us. And just as expected, he totally took the bait.
No.
Him getting captured by the police went exactly how we planned it.
Go in order, since unless they have, or whatever, none are absolutely connected. Okay, they're at this side. Okay. Mysterious Journey to the North Seas, books 7 and 8. Okay. Playing through Metal Gear lately. Yeah, having fun with that. Never played a Metal Gear game.
And I had been interrogating him with no knowledge of this. But how did you lure Akechi into this cognitive world's interrogation room?
All I needed were the coordinates.
Ew, dry. Seems like she used this laptop to remotely access the metaverse. Asking her about it now would drag the conversation on too long. Should talk to her later.
Akechi disposed of the fake in the palace and left thinking he had been victorious. It must have been truly hilarious for our leader who sat idly in the real world's interrogation room. Surely he was acting quite cocky by himself in that quiet chamber.
I don't think our character, I think Joker's that cocky.
So that's why you gave me your phone. I only took it because of what you told me.
Actually, he had a pretty smug grin on his face after the illusion faded.
It's a shame I didn't have the opportunity to see that for myself.
All I could do was try to handle all the messages that started coming to me on his phone. Huh. So in other words, I've been to the metaverse, albeit for a brief moment.
In our experience, there is little danger when someone enters their own palace for so short a time.
That's the other reason we had him give it to you. We needed you to listen to Alibaba, deceive the guard, and ultimately aid in his escape. By having you head back to the interrogation room, we could return you to the real world as well.
I mean, I had to think of some way to keep you from running into Akechi mid-assassination.
Huh. Astounding. I hadn't the slightest idea that such a grand operation was taking place within me.
Nobody does.
I'm so glad he was able to persuade you during the interrogation. Even though we knew Akechi's plan, we were pretty worried about that part.
True.
Why is that?
Without Sis on our side, Futaba's plan and subsequent breakout would have never been possible. That persuasion was easily our greatest gamble. We couldn't consult Sis beforehand. It was absolutely the make or break moment of the entire plan.
Still, I'm surprised you could convince me in such a short time. Were you confident you could do it?
Yeah. Don't remember. Drugs. Yeah, I'm good with that option.
Understandable. Either way, I can't believe you went for such a risky idea.
If we could just tell you the true culprit's plan, I knew you'd realize the bigger picture. Realize that our leader was telling the truth, and that there was a greater evil to pursue.
As a result, we emerged victorious.
Then the reason you kept this a secret from me was so you could catch the true culprit, correct?
Yes. Plus, you had lost control of yourself at the time.
This is stunning. All I can really do is laugh.
I've kind of figured out that you guys made Akechi kill a fake. But what did you do about the body?
Well, it doesn't truly exist in the reality, so...
The police never even checked it.
Huh?
They had a coroner working to ensure his death was reported as a suicide. That coroner didn't take one look at the scene and just passed along a falsified death certificate.
The bad guys have that much influence?
Murder in a police station would be reckless otherwise. We also knew of a possible conspirator.
Thanks to Futaba-chan's messages and the guard's demeanor, I eventually came to understand. And since the higher-ups at the police knew nothing of this, they were thrown into disarray. As a result, his suicide during imprisonment was reported on the news, just as Akechi planned.
And with that confusion, he was able to escape with Nijima-san's help.
I made sure nobody would check the morgue for his body, and thanks to that, nobody knows he survived.
Thinking back to the interrogation, though, I can't believe what they did to him. The callous use of violence, and even drugs, is utterly abnormal.
Yeah, that was fucking wild.
If he had lost consciousness and hadn't been able to tell Sis about the phone, he would have died.
And the number of times that we got to see him brutalized. Man. Dude, you get to see that at least twice, maybe 3 times. 5 times.
I'm truly glad you made it back safe.
Don't. You shouldn't have to remember such things.
It still freaked me out when I saw the suicide on the news, though.
We made sure to live normal lives while he was being interrogated to avoid drawing any suspicion. Even with that, I couldn't help but worry for him in my heart.
Well, I knew right away that her plan worked out.
I wanted to believe, but considering what we were up against...
Ryuji's a bit on the dense and carefree side.
Gotta put a jab out on him.
Can it, cat?
I had to be patient and avoid this place until things settled down. I finally feel relieved.
We knew he was alive, but it was difficult to not worry until we could confirm it in person.
Now that I think about it, my interrogation was just a formality for the head commander. What a joke, letting me interrogate someone who was meant to die. They just wanted to avoid backlash. Very well. From here forward, I will do my utmost to assist you.
Hell yeah, we're on that side, fully on our side.
You saved me, after all.
That's reassuring to hear.
Got the Nijima sisters.
I'll do whatever I can to help too. Just let me know. Let's take a break for now, though. This old brain is pooped. Oh, and feel free to use the first floor when you guys want to get together to talk. You'll need a hideout where you can be safe. Just say the word, and I'll close shop early.
Are you sure?
This guy can't leave. Plus, you won't make much progress if people can hear you from downstairs. It's not like this place is the liveliest joint in town. It won't be a huge loss for me.
Let us accept his offer. What a great man.
Summary of the story has been updated at this point. Yeah. Completely read that out of order, but...
That sounds familiar.
It's me, Akechi.
Enter.
That's the death certificate of the principal offender, correct?
Whoops.
No, nothing in particular.
The way he paused before saying the next sentence, I thought he was done.
More importantly, you've done well with regard to the prosecutors.
The cause of death for the SIU director has been settled as a stroke.
I had him work quite substantially on forging evidence. His loss should be mourned.
It was thanks to his efforts that I could enter the Phantom Thieves' interrogation room, too.
The SIU is in disarray with his death. I'll take my time choosing a successor after the elections.
At any rate, I'm now praised as a hero, and I owe it all to the Phantom Thieves.
All possible hindrances are now gone. There's no doubt that this election is mine.
And on to our next story, the snap election for the House of Representatives.
What you've been playing. Did they play Metal Gear 1 like the original? It was insanely dated and not in a good way. It's cool to see the pieces. What the series would become. Yeah, I've been playing through the old the original God of War game. And it's like it's still like a really good game. It's just like some bits is like and controls is a little funky to me. It's going good. I played Metal Gear Solid, then I played something else, and now I'm playing Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, which is a remake of Metal Gear Solid. Okay, so you're just playing it again. Pretty close to the end. I stopped after beating Sniper Wolf. Nice. I'm getting pretty close to the end of God of War, too. I wanted to believe Yusuke is investigating the X-Files on the side. Confirmed. He would believe in aliens.
Discussion is swirling around potential nominees as the deadline for candidacy announcement nears. Candidates will announce on the 23rd of this month, while voting will be held on the 18th of next.
Elections, huh? Don't matter to us. It's not like we can vote in him yet anyways.
Why don't we resume our conversation?
Well, the Phantom Thieves are back together. We can finally take it to Akechi and the bastard backing him.
Have you figured out who's behind all this?
Akechi accidentally let that slip after the murder. He said, Shido-san.
Shido? Feels like I've heard that somewhere.
He is unmistakably a man of power if he has such strong connections to the police.
Shido? Could it be Masayoshi Shido?
Who?
I believe he's a politician. Remember, Ryuji? You said his speech was too loud.
For real?
It's certainly possible that Shido is the mastermind.
Huh?
Do you have some kind of evidence?
Nothing material. However, there are various conditions which align with that possibility. First, he would profit from damage done to the current administration by the psychotic breakdowns. He's maintained a negative stance toward the Phantom Thieves and has gained tremendous popularity. On top of that, he'll most likely become the next Prime Minister if he wins this upcoming election.
No!
Did he set us up with that election in mind?
If he is behind all this, that would be in stark opposition to his honest public image.
So his current position and popularity is just him benefiting from the mental collapses. We'll make him have a change of heart, no matter what it takes. Mom.
Shido, huh?
Sojiro, what's the story there? The music cut, everything.
What is the matter?
I had a feeling he was wrapped up in all this. Just based on the connections I had from my previous job. I think the one who crushed Wakaba's research and confiscated her materials was probably Shido. From the moment Wakaba died, I had a hunch he was involved. But there wasn't anything I could do, so I chose to protect Futaba and went into hiding.
Why didn't you say that sooner?
You guys would have definitely gone after him if I had. He would have just killed all of you, no doubt. That's what he usually does to people who get in his way.
Originally, I was looking into the mental shutdown cases. It was then that I accidentally stumbled upon government research regarding the psychotic breakdowns. So I tracked down the whereabouts of that research data and met with the associated parties. Boss was one of those parties. I would never have imagined all of this was connected. The mental shutdowns, psychotic breakdowns, Shido, and even the Phantom Thieves' actions.
Way back when, Shido kept saying he was going to be Prime Minister one day. Nobody believed him, though.
What's going to happen to this country if Shido becomes Prime Minister? What about the world?
The issue is simpler than that. This is nothing more than yet another selfish adult trying to impose his will on the public.
We gotta expose that rotten bastard!
Yeah, we'll do it like always. Then let's check the nav.
Masayoshi Shido, the guy running for Prime Minister. Got a hit! Well, duh. Ain't a surprise he has one.
Where would the location be?
What kind of things go through a politician's head? I always think of dirty money and shady actions.
What does he do? And where? We don't got a clue about this guy's life.
His palace must be somewhere that politicians frequent. Any ideas?
The Diet Building? What the hell's that? A fancy restaurant? I don't know, election headquarters?
Talk about small scale.
Perhaps it's the Diet Building?
What is the Diet Building?
We got a hit!
read it, thought it absurd, but apparently it's the diet building. I don't even know what that means.
How arrogant must he be to see himself as the ruler of the diet building?
Our next target's the big shot politician Masayoshi Shido. We're gonna do this, right? No need to waste time with him. We just gotta hit the head. Nobody against it?
Of course!
He will be a worthy opponent.
Let's win this together.
Time for revenge!
Then it's unanimous.
All we gotta do now is figure out what he thinks that diet building place is.
So that's the app that allowed me to enter the metaverse.
An old fart like me can't wrap his head around all this stuff.
We'll have to deal with this before Election Day, December 18th. That means we need it done by the 17th.
It's best we hurry before they discover there's no body in the morgue.
Should we start tomorrow then? We can meet at the diet building after school.
That reminds me, what are you gonna do about school? You can't show up if you're supposed to be dead.
Ms. Kawakami said he went back home for family reasons.
That's what I told the school.
Don't let him find out you're alive then, alright? This whole thing would be for nothing.
What do you mean?
This operation had another purpose outside of escaping Akechi's clutches. Shido tried to place all the blame on the Phantom Thieves and deceive the public at the same time. He has ruined countless lives, and even made Goro Akechi, a student, assist him with assassinations. A mere change of heart is too lenient a sentence for such an abominable criminal. We'll be making use of the police statement that the leader of the Phantom Thieves committed suicide. Our leader, who is presumed dead, will come out of hiding to deliver a grand statement. He'll say he has escaped prison, not committed suicide, and was in fact almost killed by a criminal.
Everyone's gonna flip.
You guys thought through all this stuff too?
They may be kids. But they're pretty damn smart when it comes down to it.
We're intellectuals, you know.
Of course, because you'd be the one to say that we're smart.
That's why you needed such a daring trick as getting captured and appearing to be killed. What frightening teenagers.
But the true battle has only just begun. We won the first round, but we must stay on our toes.
Yeah, this ain't the time to be celebrating.
These people tried to trap and kill us. There is no end to their inhuman, conniving nature. We will need to be prepared for whatever may come our way.
I finally made it this far. It's already been 2.5 years since we met.
That building was like the Capitol building. Yeah, I guess, but it's like, I would not have guessed that by the name of it. That's one of those, like, one of those things, like, if you don't know it, then you're not gonna know it by name. It just was, yeah, I was just not expecting it. Oh well. With this, I'll start Metal Gear Solid 2, a game with mind rape on a similar level to the end of Evangelion. Yikes. That's the one where you play as Solid Snake for like an hour and then you play as Raiden, the real main character. A decision that pissed a lot of people off in 2001. Like, oh no. You have different main characters. I mean, sometimes that's a bad choice, but sometimes it's good. Big improvement in Metaphor. Persona 5 will change Shido's heart. Metaphor. Now that we have an inn, we can accomplish our regional goal. Find Louis, burn, and kill him. To be fair, they are saying that they're going to change his heart and then also make sure that he gets absolutely put in prison with evidence and everything. They're not just gonna let him repent by coming clean. They want to make sure he's put the fuck away. But they're not murderers though, so. Even though this guy, you know, could possibly deserve, you know, death, but you know. There's a trophy you can get in Metal Gear Solid 2 called Snake Beater. I love some of the names that trophies get. You can tell they have fun with trophies sometimes.
Back then, you earned the media's attention as a young politician who could rise up against bureaucracy. Because of that, those who wanted to preemptively deal with problems tried to tie you up in scandal.
To think I would fall for the ruse schemed by those decrepit fools in power. I recall that's when you came to me. You promoted yourself saying you had special powers. If it wasn't for the research on cognition that I dabbled in, I would have thought you insane.
I made those troublesome opponents psychotic, and erased any trace of that scandal.
Who'd think that tampering with a person's heart could trigger a psychotic lapse or mental shutdown? And when someone like that said he'd support me, I had suspected there'd be an ulterior motive.
It's because I sympathized with your aspiring ideology. I believed that your ideals needed to be achieved for the sake of the country's future.
Well, my faith in you was precisely why I pulled the plug on that research. I only need you using that power. It'd be troublesome if someone else uncovered how it works.
Wakaba Ishiki, was it? That researcher. She wouldn't have had to die if she just complied.
Any suspicions should be snubbed out. Even the smallest doubt must be severed at the root. After all, we had a public prosecutor's office director on our side until recently.
Astounding, isn't it? To think the director himself often forged evidence to secure his promotion. He was quite surprised when you confronted him about it. He didn't know who leaked that information. Well, I got that out of his shadow, so technically speaking, he did it himself.
This country's affairs have become stagnant. The political world is filled with old men who only act to preserve their own vested interests. The general public has forsaken such political affairs and don't even bother. Only ruin awaits us.
I must agree.
There's no need to be ruined along with such incompetent fools. I will lead this country to its revival. Those who get in the way must be eliminated at times. That's the correct way to use the metaverse.
Still, it would stand out if there were continuous deaths and scandals with your political rivals. Which is why I made them suspects. Prosecute the targets that I turn psychotic, and solve them as cases unrelated to you. And thus, the charismatic ace detective was born.
So he solved cases that he caused to rise the ranks. To make him seem smart.
Thanks to your efforts, my clean image remains untarnished, and I've monopolized public opinion. Once I gained public sentiment, collaborators from all sectors began approaching me on their own. The police were no exception. With their management in my pocket, keeping them in check was easy.
When the Phantom Thieves emerged, I thought things might become somewhat troublesome.
And they were just brats once we looked into it. All we needed to do was lay the blame on them.
When you told me that, I knew then that you were the better man.
Their popularity was a bit beyond my expectations, but flipping it made the negative press stronger. After that, all I had to do was openly berate them. I've been gaining more supporters since. The current administration is dead with ongoing scandals. Never mind the fact that they're my doing. Even the government parties have begun splitting up, and they're dissolving just as planned. The time has finally come. Just a little more, and I will take the seat of Prime Minister. However, inauguration isn't my goal. That's when everything truly begins.
I can only imagine what he has planned once he's Prime Minister, not just all this leading to Prime Minister.
I'll make this country rich for the sake of its selfish and ignorant masses who can only rely on others.
In other words, you're creating a powerful country that can compete with the world.
The public resonates with my ideals and follows me. And for that, some sacrifices can't be avoided. That is my duty as the Chosen One.
The Chosen One, okay.
Your assistance has been very influential in making my plans proceed smoothly. When I become Prime Minister, I'll grant whatever wish you want.
With this most recent case, my name has become known across the country, perhaps even the world. Surely my story will be passed down as a hero who won against monsters that could control people's hearts. I believe I'll lay low and devote myself to my studies.
I suppose with your age, you wouldn't come up with debauched desires.
I am thinking about the future, though.
Guess you won't be going to school for a while.
Get a lot of free time. Okay. This is where I do whatever the hell I want, it seems.
Don't worry about it. This'll be a breeze compared to what we've had to face so far. And we'll have all the time to come up with the plans together. To be perfectly honest, I don't really care what happens to Shido, one way or the other. But when I consider the fact that he's your enemy, I naturally think he's my enemy as well. I'm going to stay with you until the very end.
We still have a mystery of Morgana.
Well, how do I put this?
Morgana's still a cat. And still doesn't remember how they became a cat. But anyway, I was hoping that because I did get into the metaverse like a tiny little bit, that she'd all of a sudden be able to start hearing Morgana. And I think that would have been great, but nope, she wasn't in there long enough to be affected. And then get the surprise of hearing the cat talk. Darn it. So, Snake Beater, you get to look at a poster of a woman in the bikini pasted on a locker door in first person long enough, and then call Otacon, and you see Snake breathing pretty heavily. And Otacon says, "Really, Snake, don't you have enough to keep you busy?" Wow, that's funny. There's really a trophy called Kissing Booth, which you get if you make Snake kiss the poster. What, do you just like walk up in first person right up close to it? She'd calling the kettle black. The political world is filled with old men. Dude is almost 60. Is he? I was like, I didn't think he was in his 60s, but he's like acting like he was some young blood, but he was. I would have expected him being like maybe in his 30s, close to 40s. It's like Kennedy being the youngest president, and then you realize he was in his 40s. Yeah, 'cause you had to be, to be president though, you have to be like 35. think that's the minimum age. But yeah, 40s I guess is considered young for presidency. Kojima also loves his movie references. Raiden's actual name is Jack, and his girlfriend who saves your game for you name is Rosemary. Jack and Rose, Titanic. Looks like things have finally settled down. Life's gonna get real busy for you starting tomorrow. Get some rest.
Well,
Chief's right. Let's hit the hay. Can I go to sleep without 3 people? Well, 2 people and a cat, like, in my room. Well, the cat's always in the room. So, 2 people?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the police report on your death isn't gonna show up at your school. No need to worry. Seems Prosecutor Yujima worked out some kind of deal with the higher-ups or something. I mean, they haven't even said anything to me, even. As long as you stay quiet, you'll be fine. I guess if they reported your death now, they'd basically be saying you were a Phantom Thief. They can't really go announcing what the Phantom Thieves, what the Phantom Thieves are, so I'm sure they'll avoid that. Yeah, it's like, you're reported dead, like, you have parents. I'm sure that'd be an awkward conversation. We'll talk to Patel first. Remember how I hijacked your phone during the school trip? That kind of came in handy. I'm not interested. Oh, so. Well, remember how I put that wiretap app in Akechi's phone? Basically, that let me see GPS info for 2 phones, yours and his. And what could I do with that info? I'd be able to tell the precise moment Sai Nijima, who had your phone, ran into Akechi. Oh, nice. That's when I saw my chance and beep sent the signal to activate the Metaverse Navigator. But there was a chance they just pass each other without saying a single word. That's why we needed you to tell Sai Nijima to show the phone to Akechi.
Whoa.
This plan still surprises me no matter how many times I hear it.
But
still, I couldn't just directly hack into the Metaverse Nav. It's a mysterious app after all. You know how it has that bookmark function? All you have to do is push the button. Making the phone think the key was pushing that button was totally doable. Pretty good, huh? Okay, so Akechi didn't actually need to see the app, he just needed to activate the app, so she could activate it remotely. She just needed to make sure that they were both stopped and talking. So that was the only reason it needed to be shown to Akechi. Interesting.
Well,
it reminds me, the relationship with Akechi unexpectedly grew stronger, didn't it? Even though Akechi was talking to the fake you at the time. Yes, technically, yes. Akechi met the cognitive you in the palace. I don't know what he said to that version of you in there, but we should make use of this. And if nothing else, it shows our operation was a smashing success. Alright, I'm just gonna go to bed with 3 creatures in my room.
I'm gonna head back then.
Guess I'll head home. Go to bed, alright? Sleep. Kojima is also a weird motherfucker. To show off the power of the PS2, the game really focuses on the character Olga's armpit hair. I guess at the time it was like, holy shit, you can animate body hair. It's kind of fucking weird. Yeah, of all things, you can just like so cool animated, you know, hair that's on your head, but you know. Then there's the pixel perfect mocapped feet in Metal Gear Solid 5, Kojima tapping into his love of Tarantino films, I see. The classic Tarantino foot fetish. Apparently, Akechi arrested the leader of the Phantom Thieves. He's a hero. Also, I'm so glad Akechi's back. I hope they can catch the rest of the Phantom Thieves too. He really is amazing. Amazing. Sorry, pretty on. Yeah. As soon as I get the next save, I'll be ending it there, but I gotta get to that point. Lots of story and dialogue today. There's no point in even having an election. Cheetah's gonna win. Of course. He's the only reliable politician there is. Plus, the current government has been getting wrapped up in scandal after scandal. Even more importantly, there's just an aura about it. Like he can fix whatever problems we have. Honestly, it doesn't really matter to me who does it. I just want to see our society back on track. Especially after it turned out those Phantom Thieves were nothing more than scum in the end. We'll show you. Pee-pee. There's a prolonged scene of Snake holding Olga at gunpoint, so she has her arms up and the camera kind of lingers there for a while. Great. They took the time to animate this, and they want you to see it, damn it. I mean, yeah, but like... it's one of those things that I don't know how much they needed to necessarily animate that. I heard he went home, so I announced it during homeroom. That's a lie, right? How'd you know? I just knew. Planning something with Sakamoto-kun and the others, huh? Try not to trouble the school with the parents, okay? Well, she's put 2 and 2 together, it seems. Also, make sure you're keeping up with your studies. I'll handle your housework as long as you request me. Why did she have to send a heart with that? Is it true that the leader of the Phantom Thieves died? How could the police let him commit suicide in jail? They need to get their shit together.
Cut that out!
Cut that out! Jeez, dude. Quiet down. You're in class. Break's been over for quite some time now. I swear, you're like monkeys in the zoo. Oh yeah. Received word from Borence's family that he'll be absent for a bit. Jeez, what do you people think school is anyway? It's almost time. Pee-pee. It can't be true, can it? Please tell me you're okay. I'm all good. Oh, thank God you're safe. That suicide report was all over the news, and Miss Kawakami said you went back to your hometown. I was honestly worried about contacting you. And Sakamoto was dodging the question when I tried to ask him. But don't worry, I won't tell anyone. By the way, the fan site is a real mess right now. But I'll keep supporting you from the shadows. Good luck. You don't need to worry about it in here, but try not to do anything to draw attention. Anyway, today's a day off, so eat curry and take it easy. You can take your time with it too. It's not like any customers are gonna be showing up.
Okay.
Let's try and think of the keyword once the Chief's curry has energized you. Boom, 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 boom. Pee-pee. First game, it was butt. There was a scene that focuses on Meryl's butt and how it sways when she runs. And as insane as it sounds, yes, actually that does matter for later. That does sound insane, but honestly, not that surprising. You need to find Meryl, and she's disguised as the normal soldier, so the way you could tell which one is Meryl is by the way her butt moves when she walks. Oh my god, that's crazy. This is a weird series if you weren't aware. I mean, I knew Metal Gear had some, like, funny quirks. Which I guess this counts as that's the funny quirk. Kojima really got me staring at all these soldiers' asses. Yep, he got you there. He just wanted everybody to look at ass. Literally. How'd you know it was me? You've got a great butt. I see, first it was my eyes, now it's my butt. Yeah, I believe that to be the real dialogue. Gotta love games that don't take itself too seriously. At least done properly, of course. Anyways, have you guys figured out the keyword to Shido's palace yet? I've tried all sorts of stuff, but no luck so far. It's hard to understand the thought process of a criminal mastermind like him. You know, I've been wondering, if he's been behind all those mental shutdowns, doesn't that mean all the weird accidents from these past few years were his fault? Like that subway accident back in April? Well, you mentioned it. That accident lost the Minister of Transport his job. Wait, are you trying to say Shido caused that accident? But it's a subway. Does he not care at all about innocent lives? This man seems to be truly unbelievable. Supposedly there's still tons of victims from that in the hospital even now. Masayoshi Shido. How many has he killed over the years? How could we ever understand what goes on in his mind? Such a horrible man. It wouldn't be faster if we just go there and try and think about it on site. Let's try that. If I wanted to go, I'd like V to join, but will that be okay? Want somebody to spot him there? Yeah, we'll probably figure out I can read. We'll probably I want to read it as proper. We'll probably figure out the keyword in no time once we're there. Plus I can throw off anyone who tails us with my blazing speed. Alright, let's have V can join us then. Remember though, you're going with the intent of not being seen. Okay, well, let's meet in front of the diet building and force that bastard's palace open.
Well then.
Alright, let's head to the diet building. Make sure you aren't discovered, okay?
What is it?
You going out? That's the plan. You gotta be kidding me. You realize you're done for if you get caught, right? Jeez, the stunts the dip you pull sometimes. Just don't stay out too late.
Akechi isn't here.
Oh, this game really isn't gonna give me a chance to take a break. But onward we go. After I read what you wrote. In the first half hour of the game, Snake flirts with two of the women on the team. I did expect the designer of world-class military technology to be so cute. Are you just flattering me? No, I'm serious. Well, you know I won't be bored for the next 18 hours. Fantastic. First, I'm strip searched by Dr. Naomi here, and then all my weapons are taken away. Well, if you make it out of this, maybe I'll let you do a strip search on me. I'll hold you to that, Doctor. Get real dialogue. Fantastic dialogue. Never exposition, only no break. I mean, I like story. Don't get me wrong. But I do have to go to bed eventually. Oh well. I'll get there, eventually. He read that. So
Let's begin at once. Police cars are making rounds, so we can't stay here too long. We already have Masayoshi Shido and Diet Building. All we need is what he thinks of this place.
Maybe Mount Fuji, since it's the highest place in the country?
Conditions have not been met. What about a mansion?
Since he's going to subjugate everyone as Prime Minister, perhaps a school?
What about an arena, like the Colosseum?
Imperial Palace? It's no good.
I thought we would have gained entry by now. Maybe we shouldn't have called you here.
Hey, you think he's guarding his whole palace with a barrier? Shido stole the cognitive science research, right? Well, maybe it had some special move written in it.
special.
Is that even possible?
Who knows? I've got no idea.
There was nothing like that in the notes I saw.
Anyways, what kind of person is Shido? I can't figure him out.
I did some light research on him last night, but I couldn't get a grasp on the type of man he is.
That man over there is probably a legislator, right? I'll try asking him. Excuse me, I'm a member of the newspaper club at my high school. May I speak with you for a moment?
Sure.
What kind of person is Representative Shido? What's he think about the national diet?
His stance is dedication for country. It's how he's garnered everyone's trust. He's an admirable man of action, with a first-class determination. I'd say he's a model politician. I believe that he'll help create a wonderful future in which young adults like you can live in ease.
An exemplary answer. It makes sense he wouldn't tell teenagers anything unnecessary.
Practice speeches.
Look over there. He's on a walkie-talkie.
Wait, is it about us?
That doesn't look good.
We should leave at once. Tomorrow's the day off, so let's have an early strategy meeting. Meet at LeBlanc, okay?
I forgot they call it LeBlanc.
We should all think about this tonight.
The criminals calling themselves the Phantom Thieves are no more. However, I believe that this country's citizens are still living their days in anxiety. These scandals only increase our distrust of the current government. As a citizen myself, I am enraged.
Look who's talking.
What does it mean to be a politician with responsibility? Working toward personal gain without consideration of the country is outrageous.
The election's public notification is tomorrow. No matter where I go, people are cheering for Shido.
Everyone's being deceived so easily.
Pee-pee. Tried looking Shido's interviews up online. They all sound so goddamn fake. Checked his profile as well, but I couldn't find much outside of his title and education. He's currently 53 years old. Well, yeah, guess that gives us his age. Has gone from being a metropolitan assemblyman to a representative. Though he is a cabinet minister, he split up from the ruling party to form the United Future Party. Shido's a cabinet minister? For real? He was specially appointed to the position. That's his current title. Apparently he also won a contest for who people would most like to have as their boss. And the news sites write about him as though he's assured to become the Prime Minister. If only we could find out the meaning behind Shido's words.
In order to save this country that has been tainted by villains, social reform is essential.
Ugh.
Here we go. Did we always have that big poster? What's with all the love for Shido? Yet no one knows the truth about him, but it still creeps me out. Ah, here we go.
I'll just add this.
I want to look at the poster. Since when do they have this Phantom Thief poster? Oh well.
Okay.
I'm Shido, whose boss had snapped the public out of the trance they're in. Okay. Well, finally. A breaking point. Alright, let's finish up with what you typed out. So real dialogue from Snake's OTP waifu Orakan. This is like one of my Japanese animes. Of course. His code name Orakan is short for Otaku Convention. Oh, that's legit? Wow. Okay. Get into weird series. It definitely is, if that's what that stands for. I love how suspicious the protagonist get up looks compared to everyone else. Oh yeah, with the hoodie up and everything. I mean, to be fair, you can have a hoodie up and just be cold, but yeah, definitely suspicious in this context. Most inconspicuous poster. Yeah, it's like, I don't think that was there the last time I had free roam of the bedroom. Or when, I guess when Morgana, Futaba, and Sojiro were in my room, but I could be wrong. Maybe it was there. Yeah, his real name is Hal. I mean, I figured it was Otakan was a code name to begin with, and then obviously I figured Otaku Convention is definitely not his given name. He looks like he's gonna grab people's asses on trains. Oh, that's unfortunate. But on that note, I'm gonna call that a night. And I will continue this Monday next week. I mean, his mom's name is Strangelove, so anything is possible. I heard Strangelove as like a last name, never a first name. But yeah, I mean, technically anything is possible. You can name anybody anything. But anyways, I'm gonna get to bed now. I'll be back Monday. Good night.